Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte calls on the Association of Southeast Asian Nations to reject protectionist policies on the last day of ASEAN meetings being held in Manila. Duterte urges the ASEAN's foreign ministers to take a serious look at the economic integration of the Southeast Asian region.
ASEAN has a bigger stake than any other part of the world in standing up against protectionism and securing the rules of the game in the international trade.
Duterte also recalls the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a trade deal shepherded by former United States President Barack Obama, which has now been shelved by President Donald Trump. The TPP was a trade deal involving 12 countries that look to integrate their economies more, slash tariffs and other trade barriers, and harmonize economic regulations and policies in order to foster trade. Duterte says the TPP was a dream that has not been realized. Trump is advocating protectionist policies to protect American jobs. Philippine Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana says there are no talks and there is no need for the United States military to conduct airstrikes in Marawi City against local terror groups linked to ISIS. This after NBC News reported that the Pentagon is considering a plan that allows the U.S. military to conduct airstrikes on ISIS in the Philippines. Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief Eduardo Año also denies it is an option being considered. He says the Mutual Defense Treaty with the U.S. may not apply in this case. Año says, quote, direct military actions may only be allowed during actual invasion of the Philippines by another state actor. Clashes between government troops and local terrorists in Marawi City are now on its third month. The Supreme Court says a Budget Department circular allows the Chief Justice to purchase and use a luxury vehicle for security purposes. Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno's order to purchase a 5.1 million peso Toyota Land Cruiser using SC funds is one of the grounds of an impeachment case being built up against her.
There are budget circulars regarding this matter. There is a definition of what a luxury vehicle is, and there is a budget circular that says who are exempted and who are not entitled.
Villanueva is referring to DBM Budget Circular number 2010-2, issued in March 2010 by former Budget Secretary Rolando Andaya. The circular has a 4-point definition of luxury vehicles. Sereno's Land Cruiser, a sports utility vehicle, falls under one of the definitions. The circular says the acquisition and use of a luxury vehicle is prohibited, except when it is used for the security of the President, Vice President, Senate President, Speaker of the House, and Chief Justice. The circular also exempts the Office of the President and the Foreign Affairs Department, but only when the luxury vehicles are used by visiting foreign dignitaries. A procurement document from the SC shows the 5.1 million peso price tag for the vehicle is still exclusive of bulletproofing. China claims the Association of Southeast Asian Nations was not criticizing Beijing when it issued a statement raising concerns about the island building and militarization in the disputed South China Sea. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi makes the remark after the ASEAN joint statement Sunday turned out to be stronger than expected. Cambodia reportedly resisted mentioning China's land reclamation in the statement, but Vietnam wanted tough language. Wang says, quote, I also want to tell you that 2 years ago, China had already completed the reclamation. That is something that I can tell you for sure. He adds if there's a reference to the reclamation, quote, it is not China. Maybe the countries that are talking about it are the ones doing it. Wang also slams the United States, Australia, and Japan for a joint statement that expressed serious concerns over the South China Sea disputes. Australia on Tuesday says it is donating nearly 800 million pesos to help rebuild Marawi City. Australian Foreign Minister Julie Bishop says Australia will give a 799 million peso donation to the Philippines over a period of 4 years. This is on top of the 34.95 million pesos that it vowed to donate earlier. Bishop makes the announcement on the sidelines of the 50th Association of Southeast Asian Nations meeting in Manila. This after Bishop met with Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte on Monday. Bishop says Australia's aid will provide child protection and counseling services for around 360,000 Marawi evacuees. She adds it will also fund small-scale infrastructure projects for communities around Marawi, including provision of clean drinking water and repair of local roads. Bishop also says Australia will help in community peace-building efforts and strengthen the Philippines' capacity in countering extremism in the local level. In June, Bishop announced that Australia would donate 34.95 million pesos in food and other supplies for those displaced by the Marawi clashes.